It was a breaking news for you a few hours ago. Ethiopian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Dina Mufti, in his weekly press briefing, laid out three conditions for the start of talks with the Tigray People's Liberation Front. Dina Mufti is a master of creating controversy. We have seen in the past videos that he has given some irresponsible statements in the past. But if these three conditions are Ethiopian government's conditions, what does it mean then? Does it mean that Ethiopian government is changing its position about talks with TPLF? And are these three conditions acceptable for TPLF? Is there any likelihood of Tigray government agreeing to these three conditions? Let's have a look at these three conditions. Before that, viewers, Ethiopian government has been saying that TPLF is a banned entity, that according to Ethiopian constitution, Ethiopian parliament has designated it as a terrorist organization. That is why no talks with a terrorist organization. So now when Ethiopian government is laying out three conditions for the start of talks with TPLF, it means Ethiopian government has changed its position. It has backed down a little. It is now ready to start talks with TPLF. Is it due to international pressure, or it's due to battlefield losses? It's partly due to international pressure, but I would say that the main reason behind Ethiopian government's changed position is that TDF has made some gains. TDF is challenging Addis Ababa. Oromo Liberation Army has joined Tigray Defense Force. Two key towns, Dassi, Kambolcha, fell a few days ago. Definitely, TDF's battlefield gains have forced Ethiopian government to offer these three conditions. Now, the three conditions laid out by Ethiopian government. First condition, which I would tell you, is a ridiculous one. I would say it is a ridiculous condition laid out by Ethiopian government. The condition is that Tigray People Liberation Front, Tigray government must accept legitimacy of federal government. Why am I saying that it is a ridiculous condition? Because Ethiopian government has been saying that TPLF is a banned entity. Now, if you are demanding from a banned entity to recognize you as a legitimate government, you were saying that TPLF is not a political party. It is not a political party. It is a terrorist organization. Now you are in need of legitimacy from this terrorist organization. That is why I'm saying it is a ridiculous condition. It shows that PM Abiy wants to save his skin. He wants to ensure that whatever happens in talks, he wants to remain the PM for the next term, for his term, ongoing term. And he wants TPLF to recognize June 21st elections, which TPLF, Oromo parties, OFC, OLF have rejected. And they say that The process of June 21st election was not free, fair, and constitutional. So they reject elections and they reject this government. Now, PM Abiy's government wants TPLF-led Tigray government to accept legitimacy of June 21st elections and hence the legitimacy of the sitting government, and hence the term PM Abiy is a 5-year term. It is against TPLF's stated position. I don't think that TPLF will agree to this first condition. Second condition, that TDF must stop all attacks. What is TDF's position about these attacks? TDF says that it will not stop until the siege which Tigray is under is lifted. So if you're not lifting the siege, the attacks will go on. The siege is still there. Communications cut off, banking services cut off, no food is arriving in Tigray, no fuel is arriving in Tigray. Tigray is literally under siege. As long as Tigray is under siege, TDF will not stop its attacks. Whether it suffers losses or it makes gains, it will keep on hitting the areas in Amhara region and Afar too. Again, if Ethiopian government is not ready to ease the siege, TDF will not stop its attacks. Thirdly, viewers, Ethiopian government wants Tigray forces to withdraw from Afar and Amhara regions. It's a non-starter. This precondition is a non-starter for talks. Why? Because Ethiopian government forces, Amhara regional forces, they are not withdrawing from Western Tigray. Eritrean forces are also in Western Tigray. Western Tigray is disputed between Tigray and Amhara. As long as Amhara forces are in Western Tigray, Tigray forces will not withdraw from Afar and Amhara regions. Their position is very much clear. They say that Tigray's borders must be restored to November 4 condition. Means that all Eritrean forces, Amhara regional forces, ENDF, they must withdraw to those positions which were when this war started. Since Amhara regional forces are not ready to leave Western Tigray, Eritrean forces are also there. It means that Tigray forces will never withdraw from Amhara and Afar region. All three conditions laid out by Ethiopian government are not doable so far, according to my analysis. Both sides will have to soften their positions. Ethiopian government will have to ease, it will have to relax the siege which Tigray is under. It will have to give some concessions on Western Tigray too. And you are telling TPLF to accept your legitimacy, but you're not ready to remove the label of a terrorist organization from TPLF. How will TPLF agree to such three conditions? So I would say that overall TPLF-led government will reject these three conditions. Ethiopian government, TPLF government of Tigray, they are far away. In order to start talks, they must soften their positions. Otherwise, They'll keep on issuing statements after statements, and nothing constructive will come out of this process of indirect engagement through African Union appointee Obasanjo. Thank you for watching.